What's up, Sky High Mofo?
What's up, Joe Logan?
Welcome back to the big show.
Welcome back, our peoples. Well, so here we are.
Live from San Luis Obispo.
San Lu.
We gonna debut the first song with the hottest of vocals.
Yeah, this song. This one is called You Already Know. And it has some, well, take a listen, guys. Let's roll it.
Even if you could be true, well, that time is gone. Nothing feels right, 'cause you know you've done me wrong. Ooh, 'cause, darling, you always lure me in. Life's a glass of Pinot. It's too late, goodbye, it's time to go. I'll take the light, you'll push it below. It's too late, good night, it's all she wrote. I'll make you cry, you already know. Hard to believe, but I grieve, now my love is gone. What could I say? I was young, so strong, alone.
Yeah, you was dumb.
Oh, darling, you're up high, catching the wind. My pink flamingo. It's too late, goodbye, it's time to go. I'll take the light, you'll push it below. It's too late, good night, it's all she wrote. I'll make you cry, you already know. You already know. You already know. You already know.
Yeah, you was dumb.
It's too late, goodbye, it's time to go. I'll take the light, you'll push it below. It's too late, good night, it's all she wrote. I'll make you cry, you already know. It's too late, goodbye, it's time to go. I'll take the light, you'll push it below. It's too late, good night, it's all she wrote. I'll make you cry, you already know. It's too late, goodbye, it's time to go.
Sick.
Wow.
Hey, that little horn thing that
Horn.
happens a bunch just reminds me of
Yeah.
being at like a bar mitzvah or something.
Yeah, have you ever been to one?
Many
Yeah.
mitzvahs.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Many mitzvahs. Yeah, that was that.
Who was that actually on that horn?
That the horn and
That horn was a specific person, wasn't it?
it's a robot.
Oh, that's a robot.
I mean,
Sometimes we use real peoples for the horns, and sometimes we use robots.
that one was a like a ukulele
Yeah.
riff that you were playing that
Yeah.
turned into like a fake manipulated version of our buddy Teddy playing the sax in the studio. So
That's
it's not
right.
really a human. It's just
Actually, it started off as a human and then was mutated.
into a subhuman.
That's right. Which sounds way better.
Yes, it does. Okay, well, what? Where are we? Where are we right now?
Where are we right now? The place we're at right now is called Whalebird Kombucha. And we know these guys. These are friends. Well, they were friends of yours, and now they're friends of mine.
We mentioned them on a previous cast
Yeah.
in the past, the Apple Pie Kiss Cast.
That's right. Oh, also, we shot a music video here.
That's right.
Yeah, or part of one. The tidal wave shot. You know, we'll flash it on the screen. The tidal wave shot where we're in a little party with the skate ramp, vert ramp.
Anyways, let's bring him on. Hey. This is our first guests. Welcome, Mike and Jake. Ooh, they brought us drinks.
Oh,
Look at that.
thank you, sir.
I haven't tried these new ones yet.
Oh my.
Oh, yeah.
Dry hopped
they're good.
pamplemousse.
They're super good.
Pamplemousse.
Those aren't our names.
Oh yeah, what are your names? We didn't say your names correctly.
I am Maquelo.
My name is Jacques.
Or Jacques.
Jacques. Well, Maquela, Jacques. Jacques.
Perfect. I like
Maquelo.
the little accent.
Put a little something on there.
Cheers, guys.
Does that have drugs in it?
Salud.
Salute.
There's a little bit of drugs in it.
This one has drugs in it.
Oh, sweet.
Can of
That's good.
Bidinol.
That's good. These guys made this themselves.
You guys made this?
Right down there. We're on top of the roof of this place, and they made it inside.
They made it with a big old disturbing mother. Is that what it's called? A big slime monster.
The big mother
That's
monster.
the technical term in the industry is slime monster.
Put that up to your mouth.
Oh,
Yeah,
can
eat that.
So
Yeah,
it's
get
a
that- get
SCOBY,
that up
actually.
there.
Right here, this sounds
That's
good.
good. That's good.
Okay.
Maybe that looks nice.
This is like awkward for me, but I'll make it work.
That's what we do. We do awkward. Yeah, tell us a little bit about your business. What do you guys
What do you want to know?
Why?
Why? What got
what's
you
your
into this?
What's your why are you even doing this?
You guys
What is
been
your
drinking
purpose?
kombucha
Why
since
not?
infancy.
Why not booch, bro?
We want to make the best tasting kombucha on the planet and share it with everybody. We also want to work for ourselves, and I wanted to do it because I couldn't really hold a job and got fired from a lot of places
Word.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I got fired from a couple places, and I was like, man, I don't do well working under people, so I better figure something
Mike,
out.
tell me the story of when you got fired for one of these
Which-
Yelp reviews.
The Yelp review one. That's a good story. I was working at Custom House in Avila Beach, and it was summer rush, and I'd lied on my application that I knew how to serve
Classic.
and had no idea how to serve tables.
A waiter.
I was a waiter.
Servant.
So I went from bussing at another restaurant to serving at this restaurant, and and so I get all these people seated, and it's a lunch rush, and I probably have not too many tables, maybe 4 or 5 tables. That's a lot for me, like not knowing what I'm doing. And this couple, they sit down, and they place their order with me, and they get, I remember it still to this day, they ordered a fish sandwich and a bowl of clam chowder, and they wanted extra pickles on their fish sandwich. So I placed their
That's
order.
gross.
An hour goes by. I bring them the fish sandwich, and I bring them the bowl of clam chowder, and there's like a nice film that's already formed on top of the clam chowder. And then I forgot the pickles, and they like remind me of that after I brought them the check. Sure enough, a week later, verbatim, like that story is written out in a Yelp review, and
It's always Yelp.
They fired me on the spot, and the way that they fired me was they just removed me from the schedule, so they didn't tell me. So I came in, and I was just not on the schedule
Because of an
Yeah.
error. Oh, serving.
Yeah,
error.
well, I mean, the guy waited an hour. I totally deserved it.
I waited
for sure.
tables for like 4.5 years and did way worse shit than that and never got fired.
Well,
Yeah.
Mike also did way worse shit than that
Oh, okay.
and got fired
Got
as
it.
well.
Okay.
I don't know if I've done way
What about
worse
eating
shit
a
than
steak?
that.
Got to order
that
wrong.
story?
That happens
That's
like
okay. That's not that bad. So. You guys want another story?
Yeah,
How I got
I want it.
fired?
Lay it in, baby.
This is at Cafe Roma, right next to the train station. What's up, Marco and Rizzo family? And so I basically I'd finished doing the lunch thing, and I had a table, and they'd ordered a steak that was our dinner time steak, and I assumed that they wanted the lunchtime steak, but they're like one of those like reoccurring customers that like knew the Italian family, and so they had specifically ordered the filet mignon. And I brought him like a skirt steak or something, which is the lunchtime steak. And he's like, hey, this is not what I wanted. And so I had to buy the steak because there was a policy there, like if you messed up the order, then you kind of had to eat it. So I buy the steak. I also didn't want to get in trouble with the owners because
You had to pay for the order.
Well, I was like, I'm going to eat the steak too.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like a
But they
lose-lose.
would have made you pay for it either way.
It would have been a red flag to them, and they would have been like questioning like my ability to serve. So I put another order in for the filet, bring them the filet. They finish eating. I bring them their cappuccinos, their biscottis. I drop the check on their table, go to the back, and I'm just waiting for them to leave. Everything's clean and ready to go. And then Dennis, one of the brothers, walks in while I'm chowing down on the steak that I had bought. And he's like, "You're done, dude."
You're done.
Yeah, and I was
You're
like,
done.
"Okay, all right,
Really?
peace."
That's it.
That's the story.
Wow. That was a different place, obviously. Different
That
restaurant.
was another restaurant number 2. Yeah.
And so I decided to start Whalebird.
Those both
Yeah.
don't.
So back in 2013, I met Mike through a mutual friend, and basically after a long night of partying at maybe 5 in the morning or something like that.
Too much
He
drinking.
takes me into the garage, and basically I check out this weird fermentation zone that's right next to all these like mountain bikes and other weird stuff in the garage. And
That's where he was living, right?
yeah,
He was like-
no. He was living in the house, but
okay.
the garage. And
Not
I
living
ended up
in the
moving into
garage.
this house. But late one night, Mike basically invites me to join this company, and I'm sort of like,
Could have been the worst mistake of my life because I was way too drunk.
and I was like, oh, this is kind of interesting, and okay, let's check out this kombucha thing and stuff. But it was this, these weird vinegary smelling jars with this somewhat like, fleshy looking matter like floating on the top. Could be enough to
that the
scare.
mother?
Yeah, the mother, or the SCOBY, as they call it. But here we are, and that was 6 years ago, and now it's been the best job we've ever had. So
Yeah, well, you make some damn good kombucha.
thanks, man.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Doggy
you
Dog.
do.
Yeah.
It's thebomb.com.
Our favorite one right now is our Purple Rain, and it's got we do a full spectrum hemp extract in there. So rather than it being like a CBD isolate, it's the full hemp with other cannabinoids in there and terpenes. So you're getting what's described as like an entourage effect. So the CBD that is present in there will actually be enhanced by the other cannabinoids present and give you, some people describe it as like a relaxing anti-inflammatory feeling. For me, when I drink a whole thing, it's like getting out of a hot tub and your shoulders drop. Like that's how it makes me feel. Yeah. So
Relaxed.
yeah.
What's the weirdest kombucha flavor that you guys have created?
Probably the kava one, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, are you guys familiar with kava kava?
I had
Heard of
kava
it.
when I was
Yeah.
in Hawaii one time.
Cool,
It made me
yeah.
numb my lips.
Yeah, they do it in like a tea ceremony, and it's a mild muscle relaxer. And if you take like a concentrated dose of it, your whole mouth will go numb. You'll feel very relaxed, and it's a very, very interesting physiological effect. And yeah, it also had a very interesting earthy flavor to it and stuff. We're actually in a limited quantity bringing some kava back to the tasting room, but we've moved on to some really, really interesting ingredients now, and we have a experimental flavor we're doing now with lion's mane mushroom, which is really exciting. So
Sick.
Real quick, what happens when you decide to do a flavor? Do you just order a bunch of a fruit? Do you like order raw foods and turn them into flavors?
Yeah, we would order. Basically, we'll start out with like a small batch, right? And we'll taste it and say, hey, does this taste good? Does this work? Does this flavor work? And from that point on, we'll scale it up. So we actually have a process where the flavor will go from just a tiny batch that we taste to being like a single keg that's in our tasting room, and a few customers can try it, to being like a seasonal flavor. And then if it really succeeds as a seasonal flavor, it'll go on to be a core flavor and be part of our main lineup, and kind of eventually even maybe get into cans. So these are sort of the all-star flavors that are in the cans right now.
You think they drink kombucha in Game of Thrones?
I think so, actually. Kombucha is a super ancient fermented beverage. And it's really closely related to an old Eastern European beverage called kvass. It's a similar type of fermentation with bacteria and yeast. So, people back in medieval times and before, they would have been drinking beverages not exactly like kombucha, but pretty similar.
Way less tasty, probably.
Maybe, yeah.
Just that booch probably just tasted like sweat.
Probably just tasted like salt.
They probably put like dead rats in it and stuff.
Yeah.
and-
They didn't know about bacterias. They just drank
That's
it.
how you inoculate. That's how you start the growth of the mother. The SCOBY is
Right.
one dead rat.
Industry secret.
I was thinking about that's a crazy thought of thinking of if you lived in ancient times, what the smell of everything was. Just what did it smell like to be around?
Patchouli oil. You know, there was like a lot of essential oils rolling around there.
Posy,
probably.
they put like flowers in their pockets and stuff, and
That's right.
there's one. This is actually a medieval, like a peasants and stuff would eat this stuff back in the day, and it basically they make this huge pot of food, and one way to like preserve the food was to basically always continuously keep it hot. So it was like a never-ending
It was always
pot
cooking.
of stew,
Yeah.
and they just continuously have this fire stoked on it, and you would throw whatever ingredients were sort of left over from around or anything, and it would form this kind of never-ending pot of stew, and like people would eat out of it kind of collectively and stuff, and it would slowly evolve over time, but it was kept continuously cooking as a way of preserving it.
Interesting.
Well, that's.
Yeah,
I mean, that's essentially how we're making our kombucha. Is one continuous fermentation. Like, one batch is done, we save a little bit from the previous batch, and then we use that to inoculate our fresh batch of
Always
sweet
carrying
sweet
over
tea.
into the
always,
next one.
Always continually carrying over. Yeah, that's
Nice.
really cool. I didn't know that.
yeah,
about
throw
the stew.
bones and stuff in there, and,
Yeah.
and veggies, whatever.
Sketchy meats.
Yeah,
Eggs.
sketchy meats.
Toes,
Rats.
Yeah.
butts.
Whatever. Whatever you can get your slimy hands on. Feel pretty privileged though, 2019, to have this delicious concoction right here.
Agreed.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet they did drink it in Game of Thrones times because that was real, right? That's real history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's, proven by archaeology. They found the Night King skeleton or something.
And history and stuff.
Hey, so can we set the intention?
Yeah, what's the intention?
So, me and Jake have been on this intention tip where it doesn't matter what you're doing. Could be at a festival and you're going out for the evening. Could be at a podcast, and you want to have full utilization of whatever you're doing. And in order to do that, you got to set the intention. And so,
Like when we did shrooms.
like when we did shrooms, yeah, we set the intention exactly. Like, how is this going to unfold? Like, I don't know exactly, every step until, the end of the day, but I do know that I want to have a good time. And so I feel like we've been having a good time right now, but I want to set that intention. I want to have a good time with this podcast.
Yeah.
And we're going to set the intention with a word.
I just got chills.
Me too.
So do you guys want to know what the word is?
Yeah, what's that word?
Shibuya.
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 All right, so the way we're going to kind of set off into our intention with starting really low and slow with Shibuya. You guys just repeat after me, and then it's going to crescendo into a beautiful, loud Shibuya.
Yeah, don't
And
get
then-
too close on the mic.
Okay, we'll stay away. Hands in. Shibuya, 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 Shibuya. Wow.
Wasn't that great, you guys?
Yeah.
Damn, that intention was so good.
I'm ready to go.
Some fresh intention.
I felt great. I want to
felt
do that
good.
every morning
Felt really good.
on my front lawn.
at 4:30 a.m.
in a one of those poses from yoga, not
Yeah,
the
warrior
Superman, but
pose.
the warrior
I'm
pose.
doing a downward dog.
Me and Mike have been sneaking into a festival that will remain unnamed.
Oh,
I've been a
yes,
part of that
that's
too.
right.
He has,
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah. Logan was there for 1 year. For the past 5 years, and setting the intention is a really important part of the entire ceremony that is the festival experience.
Not just the sneaking in part.
The sneaking in is really special. If you guys have ever been to festivals and you've attended as normal attenders, the worst part is showing up and leaving. You're sitting in a you're sitting in a line of cars, everyone's uncomfortable, you're getting like security checked, all this kind of stuff. And then when you leave, you're just tearing down all those things, everyone's hungover, all that's horrible. When you sneak into a festival, you show up when it's already happening, and it's like you're walking through the wilderness, or you're rowing your boat, or like whatever you're doing, and you just come across this like mythical landscape that's incredible. And then when you leave, it's like the party's still going on and never ends. And that's part of the psychological experience for us. It's like really special.
Well, I remember when we first went and snuck into that festival, that the whole concept was about taking an experience and adding an unnecessary story to that and creating a memory out of it that's standalone. And I remember when we went to the festival together. Is
this a big festival? Is this a well?
It is a
yeah,
big
it's a big festival.
Okay.
But we snuck along a dried lake bed. There were wild boars cruising around. We went and we sat in some like shit and played card games for a couple of hours, or maybe an hour, and then we went all the way in through the mud. But it made it for this like amazing story.
Yeah.
That kind of stuck with it. And it wasn't just like, oh, we went to this festival. I mean, the thing that really stuck with me was the trip in.
Yeah, exactly.
What was the most like secret agent-y adventurous experience you had sneaking in? How did you guys do it?
So
was it difficult?
It's actually fairly simple, but you have to be really prepared. So we put a lot of preparation in ahead of time that makes it...
Like, will you get in big trouble if you get caught, you think? Like,
No, I don't
think so.
just
I think they just kick you out.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Huh.
Or they'll make you buy a ticket
Huh?
right then and there.
Okay, that's not the worst
We've
thing
heard
in the
that happen to a few people.
Just take your credit card information right there.
Yeah, exactly.
We actually kind of got caught one year, sort of, because we were parking our cars kind of on the far away from the festival, and then using this sort of secret path in. And what happened was there was actually somebody who... It was pure dumb luck that one of our other friends was going to sneak in separately. He showed up, and someone else was there calling tow trucks for all our vehicles. And so what we had to do was walk over to there, basically be busted. This guy had a big smirk on his face, this young guy who sort of caught us, and he was like, kicked us out, essentially. And then we drove the cars somewhere else and had someone drop us off, and we just snuck right back in. And so from that point on, the plan was always, okay, we then schedule like shuttles for ourselves and our team so that there's never cars like kind of left in the vicinity.
somebody there.
Yeah, so
They're going to the gas station.
exactly. There's a learning experience each time. You know, we kind of up our game a little bit.
I see. Logan, was it difficult for you? Sneaking in?
I've snuck into a couple different festivals.
Was it an adrenaline rush?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I mean, there's something earned about that experience that makes it entirely on a different level.
Yeah.
Because you are...
We should talk about Outside Lands.
Yeah.
Let's just name drop that right now.
Year one or two?
Different festival.
Year one
Yeah.
or two. Yeah.
Yeah, Mike and I definitely spent a lot of time sneaking around the perimeter of that thing, and I think Radiohead was playing that year.
I was there that year.
Yeah, and we waited around the gates, and we knew that people were trying to find their way into the festival, and you just had to creep around the entire perimeter of it, and then finally you would just look over and hear people just fucking flying in there over the gate. They just over the gate or right under the gate. And then you see the security just running after people, but there's only so many security. And so
Someone will make it.
People are getting tackled.
Yeah.
And I remember we waited until probably dusk. And when we finally went in, is the most fucking satisfying thing to find your way in.
It's exhilarating.
Absolutely.
You remember the lady that was chasing us with the stick?
She could not catch us.
She couldn't catch us.
No fucking way.
Was she security?
I felt bad about that. I'm like, security, you're not
Well,
gonna
yeah,
get us.
she didn't really want to catch us. She just wanted to look like she was doing her job, I think. She had a stick, and she, like, ran after us, and the moment we got, like, 20 yards past her, she, like, turned back to her post.
She did all she could.
Yeah, I mean, what
Yeah.
is she going to do? She's not going to, like, tackle somebody. Like,
No.
she's, like, this 40-year-old woman.
I also distinctly remember those couple years being very easy for people to sneak into. I was there, but I paid for a ticket. I saw people just, like, hurricaning over the fence. It was like this pop-up fence.
Yeah, you can't
they
do that
rented. It was like a
anymore.
rent-a-fence, and it was gone. It was holes in that shit.
Our events guy here, he's part of a local festival they do in San Luis Obispo called Shebang, and I went to it. It was a couple weekends ago, and I was standing there with him and actually the mayor of San Luis Obispo, and we were right by the fence, and it was one of those rent-a-fences, right out from the tree line. this kid just comes running, and we see him when he's maybe 10 feet away from the fence. He takes a full-blown flying leap and does one of those parkour tumbles,
Dude.
and then just books it into the crowd. And we're all just, and you know, Nate's the guy who he put the festival on, and he's looking around. He's like, all right, that guy deserves to be here. You know,
I feel like that should be a thing. If you can sneak in, you should be allowed to be in.
I agree.
You know, it just make it so hard to do it, and if you do, you're a beast.
The ultimate sneak in now, and that is a rule, is Burning Man. So if you can parachute into Burning Man, you get in for free.
Parachute?
If you parachute
That's the
in.
rule.
Yeah, if you skydive into Burning Man, so you're in.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's fucking.
Does that give you some ideas?
I mean, I'm terrified of parachuting. I've never done before, but if I got into Burning Man to do it, I would do it. Yeah.
You guys been to Burning Man?
have not.
No.
Really?
No.
We've
We're a
always
bunch
talked
of-
about it actually for a number of years, and it's, you know, it's never really like been right for us. And one of those reasons is just, you know, we try not to go to too many festivals, you know, do too many drugs, like that kind of thing, you know. So we keep ourselves to some special ones.
Interesting. I would probably only go to Burning Man if there was some type of thing set up where I was just like, hey, dude, we're all going. The crew's here. You want to come?
The way I hear it is like you have cities, and within cities you have camps, and then, you know, those camps are made up of various groups of people that you have basically like an activation fee where it's an all-inclusive thing. You pay like a set amount of money along with your ticket, and you get like all your meals, you know, scheduled out for the whole week. And then I think you also get like amenities and things like that and a place to sleep. And I don't really know where I was going with that, but that's Burning Man as I understand it. And kind of like the other thing too, I guess, like what me and Jake really like about festivals in general and the big allure to Burning Man, and I think what a lot of people maybe are afraid of and they don't really understand it, but it's just the fact that you get to wander. You get to wander, and you can wander the entire night. And you probably, at Burning Man, you could probably wander the entire week and never see the same thing twice.
Just fornicate everywhere.
Fornicate.
Yeah.
But I think it's just like there's so many things to engage with, whether it's like art or interactive installments, and there's just new stuff all the time. And that's like something that we really like to experience.
Me and Mike actually are kind of bizarre in the fact that we're kind of minimally into the music. I mean, the music's cool. We like hanging out and looking at the stuff, but we like walking around, interacting with people, seeing some strange things. There was this like secret fort at the festival we were at where you had to have a baby sock to like get admittance to it.
Like a legit actual
Like
sock.
a sock from a baby. Yeah, which
We need to find a baby.
we were talking about is potentially like the rarest item at a festival.
Yeah.
It was actually like a really good choice for them.
Yeah.
And they didn't
Baby
tell
socks.
anybody before, so you don't
probably
know to
not.
go to Target.
So
buy a bunch of
we
baby socks.
somehow like weaseled our way into this place.
But they were really, what was cool is they would not let us in.
They wouldn't
Not
let-
at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
That's really important. Like,
wouldn't let you in.
They wouldn't let us in because we didn't have a baby sock.
Someone in our group had 2 baby socks, and then one of the gals we were with, she had been like working the festival, so she like name dropped a bunch of people, and anyways, she ended up getting a baby sock, and they'll give you a +1 if you have a baby sock. So it's baby sock gets you 2 people in. So we ended up getting our whole group of 6 into this baby sock fort, and there was a bunch of weird improv. Like people in there and a bunch of strange like devices, and it was a very weird place. Mike fell in love in there practically.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, our friend Matt can legit freestyle. I wish he was here today to freestyle. And he actually gave us our names too. He gave me Maquelo and Jake Jaques.
Miquelo.
And
Miguel.
and so Matt can legit freestyle, and we go in, we talk to the DJ, and we're like, DJ can, like, our friend Matt, he can really do this. And the DJ's giving me this look like, come on, dude. I'm like, look, if he sucks, just pull the mic away from him. So okay. So he gives Matthew or Thew. Thew gives Thew the mic, and Thew's, you know, starting off slow or like pumping him up, and he's getting going really good, and people are like getting into it. And then this beautiful girl just walks in out of nowhere with her friend, casually grabs the mic, gets up onto this like circular stage with like a stripper pole in the middle of it, starts shaking her butt and freestyle rapping and intertwining like old school rap and hip hop songs into a freestyle.
Legit.
And just like everyone just like flabbergasted.
Especially you.
by this. Yeah, I was very flabbergasted. Yeah. then as quickly as she came, she
Put this
left.
on missed connections.
She left. It was so like the most incredible thing that I saw.
She
that night,
earned her
yeah.
baby sock.
100%.
Did they
All the
give
baby socks.
That's nice. Yeah, I remember when we saw Mike and I were at Grimes at a festival. Similar.
The artist
Maybe
Grimes.
the same one.
It's the same one. It's the same one that Logan sung.
And I remember Mike looking on the stage and was watching her backup, sort of like go-to girl for guitar, dancing, vocals, everything.
She's a bass player, actually.
She was a bass player.
Yeah.
Mike was mesmerized.
Yeah,
Mike,
do we remember her name?
I don't.
I don't
We
know.
could find out.
we could
but,
definitely
yeah.
find out.
Bass player for Grimes.
But I just remember looking over at Mike, fully dressed up, after as the and he was like, "She's incredible."
Dude,
That
she's a bad bitch. She's a bad bitch.
and as the set was ending, everybody walked away, and Mike stood there and goes, "I need to talk to her." Like, okay, I want to help you do that. And so we walk over to the side of the stage. Mike goes up to the security. Hey, is it cool if I go back there? Like, nope. I'm like, okay, sounds good. And so we go over and we join our group. Mike may or may not have been on some serious drugs at this point in time. He's
Throwing me under the bus there.
no, you're high on life.
Dude,
There
you're
we
in
go.
the party bus.
There we go.
You're inside the party bus.
You're high on life, and we're talking in our group, and you say that you just kind of you forgot. You're like, how can I meet her? Maybe I'll just let it go. We're talking. Your back is faced to her, to the stage, and eventually she just walks out from the behind the
And there's
stage.
a green light like casting onto her. It was like out of a movie
man.
or something.
I said,
It's
Mike.
like a miracle.
Yeah, totally.
I said, Mike, you need to go talk. You need to go. And so you're like, all right. And you start walking. You start beeling right towards her. And she's talking to a couple of fans. And I'm following behind you. I'm like, I'm your support. I'm your support. You walk up and start talking with her. Hey, I'm Mike from Whalebird. And
Is that what you said?
Great intro.
Hey,
She's
I'm
like,
Mike from
she
Wilbur.
was so confused. No, I'm kidding. That's not what I said.
you said something similar that was funny.
I
was
said
like,
I
that's
own
cute.
a kombucha company,
Ah.
and I'd love it if you came to the kombucha company, or if you can't. And I'd love it if you
Came to
next
my
time you're in
warehouse.
San Luis Obispo, you come check out our brewery. And I complimented her too. What did I say? I said,
You have a great ass.
I think, like I said, like you're the most amazing, confident, like woman like I've seen. Something along those lines.
She was flattered.
You were a
right?
gentleman. It was nice. It was solid. It was actually really impressive.
Yeah.
You gave her your business card.
That's true. And I've learned that that's never the move. That was so wrong.
You don't know. She may have a boyfriend. You don't know.
That's true. I
might
mean,
have
but
been-
like you always, I think the move is to always get the number.
Of course, man. Oh, yeah.
Like,
And
did
and,
she
Lo-
s-
and Logan actually taught me that back
Oh, is that right?
back in
I've all types
Mr.
of
This was-
knowledge.
Solid himself?
Yep.
yeah. Well, no, I watched Logan one time. This was like end of high school, beginning of college. We were in Berkeley. There was this girl at this froyo place,
Oh my God.
and Logan had wrote his name and number on a piece of paper and gave it to her, and she never called him. And I was like, "You just, I learned from that. You don't do that." And then I was the one doing it.
You learned from his mistake.
I learned from his mistake. Yeah, well, he had the freaking balls
Hey,
to
you
go
gotta-
up and talk to the girl. And at that time, I don't think I
Either
ever would
way,
have done that.
you were
know?
so vindicated by just doing it. You
I
know
thought
what I
the
mean? It does
story
not
was going to
matter.
be way different.
Yeah, I thought it
Oh,
was.
okay.
And that's his wife, Jen.
Well, no,
So-
we need to wrap this thing up. Should we do another? We need to go hide the tape.
Always.
Wait, actually, hand the tape to me. Actually, on the ground. I got it.
Oh, he's so.
Here, you hand me the MIDI pod to
Yeah,
pop
I'll get
this
you
in.
that pod.
We're gonna leave the tape somewhere for someone to come find and enjoy. Hey, come to a tasting over here at Whalebird.
How do you find it?
It's geocache with it's information that we put online.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like attached to the pod.
Yes, and
Secret.
if you find it, please let us know you found it somehow through social media, and there will be prizes.
Should we do a do our word before we head out of here?
Oh,
We
we
should.
should do
We
a
should.
yeah.
Oh, intention.
An intention.
Intention ending.
Yeah.
Okay.
For the rest of the
Intention.
day.
All right, everyone.
What was the word again?
Shibuya.
Or is there a different one?
Shibuya.
Okay,
So we
Shibuya.
feel the energy. Feel it. Oh, wait. Do we want to do any sort of breath work here, Jake?
We can do some breath
All right,
work,
let
yeah.
Jake's gonna lead us
I
through
have
some,
asthma,
some
so
breath
no
work
problem.
here.
All right, so look around the table right now. Look at all four of us. Within this cube, there is peace. There's serenity. We're going to take this energy that we feel right now, right here. We're going to take it to the rest of the day, the rest of our life. It's going to be encapsulated within here, this link that's never broken. So take a deep breath in. Hold it. Exhale. One more deep breath in. Exhale. Shibuya.
Shibuya, 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 Shibuya. Oh, I almost passed out.
All right.
Good, guys.
Good talking to you. Take care.
Peace.
Goodbye.
Peace.